After all the heavy discussion and public drama, Claressa Shields has reportedly gone silent, especially after being heavily mocked online by both Remy Ma and Papoose throughout the week. Right now, most of the attention has shifted to Remy Ma's diss track, which many fans feel was long overdue. For a lot of listeners, it's not just another diss record, but more like her finally speaking out after staying quiet and composed for a long time.
Ponytails. My air, I've never breathed so freely. Okay? I couldn't take it anymore. I said, hey, this ain't what it is. We can't keep doing this.
Many people feel she eventually reached a point where she had to speak up and clear the air. From their perspective, the situation is simply a case of people facing the consequences of their own actions. Some online users argue that Claressa Shields allegedly involved herself in a complicated situation connected to a marriage involving a married man, with claims that she was privately communicating and engaging in matters some believe she should have stayed out of while being aware of the circumstances. Because of this, many feel the backlash was unavoidable and that Remy Ma's response through her track was only a matter of time. Supporters of Remy Ma see the song as more than just entertainment, viewing it as a long-awaited statement rather than a typical diss record. They see it as Remy Ma defending her reputation and protecting her public image after months of controversy involving both Claressa Shields and Papoose. At the same time, many online users feel both sides came off poorly throughout the situation, according to ongoing discussions. Some people also believe there was an attempt to damage Remy Ma's image publicly through rumors and negative narratives. Remy has previously suggested that false stories were being circulated about her on purpose, and reports say she initially tried to address the matter privately before it escalated online.
The truth, you will probably literally, like, people would cry if they knew the truth. Like, literally cry. Like, cry. I look at it now and I feel sorry for old girl. Like, I feel sorry for her. Because I know the circles that's being ran and wrapped around over there. Like, I would cry. I feel bad.
She reportedly asked for the situation to calm down, but according to her side, it continued regardless, which led her to finally speak out about what she believed was happening behind the scenes. Many critics now accuse Papoose of carefully protecting his public image, presenting himself as loyal, mature, and respectful, similar to how he was seen during his relationship with Remy Ma. However, Remy's claims suggest that while she was handling responsibilities and support, he was allegedly involved with other women privately, leading people to question whether his public image matched reality. Critics also note that he often stayed calm in public and avoided directly addressing controversies, saying he didn't want to speak negatively about situations. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields was the one making bold public statements and escalating the situation, and many online users believe she may not have been acting on her own information. The common opinion is that Papoose was allegedly feeding her details privately, knowing her personality and anticipating that she would eventually speak out. In that version of events, he is seen as staying in the background while she became the public face of the conflict, with critics suggesting he played both sides from the beginning. As a result, many people now feel both Claressa and Papoose are facing the same type of backlash they allegedly once directed toward Remy Ma. Critics say Claressa Shields' public image has taken noticeable damage in recent discussions, while Remy Ma is still seen by some as progressing professionally despite the ongoing controversy. A lyric from Remy Ma's track also sparked attention, especially the idea that someone keeps claiming to help others while not improving their own situation. This led to debate around Papoose, with online users pointing out claims that he often references past achievements, raising questions about relying on old success instead of current progress, even in interviews. When Papoose referenced old million-dollar deals from years ago, many people began questioning what current achievements actually support those claims today. Critics are now asking that if his influence and talent are still strong, where are the recent major successes to prove it? Some also pointed out his recent involvement in projects linked to major names like 50 Cent, but argued those efforts didn't seem to create the same level of impact he once spoke about. Meanwhile, Remy Ma's track quickly climbed to number 2 on iTunes and continues gaining attention, leading many online users to question where the same level of influence and star power is coming from on the other side. Many people feel it was largely built on hype and public image, which audiences accepted partly because Remy Ma helped shape that image while standing beside Papoose during their marriage. At the time, she publicly defended him, supported his brand, and presented him in a positive light. However, things are now viewed differently, as she is operating more as a business-focused artist with major opportunities and partnerships ahead. Because of that, some believe she felt it was necessary to finally speak out and correct the narrative. Others also point out that while Remy Ma spent years showing loyalty and protection, they feel that same level of loyalty was not fully returned. Instead, critics believe he may have encouraged someone else to publicly target Remy Ma, and now the situation appears to be backfiring on both sides. What stands out most is that Claressa Shields, who had been very vocal for months, suddenly went quiet after the release of the track. For a long time, she was frequently posting comments, making jabs online, and speaking about relationships and future plans, which many people interpreted as an effort to show the relationship was stronger than it appeared. But after Remy Ma dropped the song, that silence was immediately noticed. Supporters of Remy believe the reason is simple. They feel the lyrics exposed too much of what was really happening behind the scenes. One part of Remy Ma's track suggested that Claressa Shields watches her style closely and later copies similar looks and presentation, while other lines implied she speaks confidently online without fully understanding the situation, as Papoose is already aware of what happens behind the scenes. Fans felt Remy was pointing out patterns from her own past experience. People then connected this to a gym video Claressa posted afterward, where she was seen training, but attention focused more on her body language, with many saying she looked distracted and emotionally off before starting her workout, sparking further speculation online. Then viewers noticed another detail. Claressa Shields accidentally showed up to the gym wearing two different shoes. She later addressed it online after people started mocking the mistake, explaining that both shoes were black and placed next to each other, so she grabbed them without realizing they didn't match. Still, online reactions were harsh, with many saying the timing made it seem like the diss track had left her distracted and off balance. Supporters of Remy Ma continued to argue that truth is power, claiming that when uncomfortable realities are exposed publicly, they can emotionally shake people and make it harder to maintain control of the narrative. That's why many fans believe Remy Ma didn't release the record out of spite, but rather to protect her reputation and ensure her side of the story was finally heard, especially with major business opportunities at stake. People also noted that the timing seemed significant, as clips from Papoose's interviews were circulating heavily throughout the week. In those moments, viewers pointed out that he appeared to laugh at certain images of Claressa Shields, or make comments that some interpreted as less supportive. For example, when asked whether they lived together, his response came off as quick and distant, almost as if he wanted to shut down the question immediately. Then there was also the ring discussion, where Papoose said gifts were exchanged but denied anything serious, which many viewers took as him publicly downplaying the relationship. By the end of the week, people felt his interviews may have unintentionally embarrassed Claressa Shields multiple times. After that, Remy Ma dropped her track, which many say completely changed the narrative and left Claressa unusually silent. To viewers, that silence felt loud, and many believe Remy's move was about protecting her brand and addressing everything directly amid growing business stakes. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.